Calgary Stampede went into toward paddock and up towards it.
Hello boys and girls, it's Suffolk Andy here, and I think you're thinking, what the heck is all this lot blowing about here, look? Well, I'm going to have to tell you, I think. It's a giant moth catcher. Yep, it's to catch all the moths. You can see all the plants underneath, and this is to keep the moths off them at night. The Suffolk lesser spotted moth, which is notorious for eating new potatoes, which is what's under here, the new potato crop, and this is what they call a moth catcher. If you can see it all going down there like waves, and then what happens is when it catches the moths at night, it just rolls them off to the end and they just pick them up at the end. So that's a moth catcher, if you want to know what that is. Anyway, I'm going to make my way home now. I've just been to Ramsholt Church, and I thought, well, when I see this moth catching trap, I'll let you have a look at it. You see, when the moths are all pushed to the end here at night, they all land up in this bit of ground. You can see where all the juice from all the bodies were there, and they come along in the morning, pick them all up and chuck them on a bonfire. So anyway, that's the Suffolk moth trap. I'll leave that one up to you to make up your minds on. Was Suffolk Andy telling the truth, or was he making it up? Tough one, eh? You know I would never tell you boys and girls stories, because I'm not like that, am I? Right, I've got no idea what way to go back. I really have not. I came that way, but can I get out this way? Let's try it. Probably go to bloody nowhere down here. Anyway, that brings me to my subject, really. And after the moth trap, I thought we better have something a bit more serious, really. I was thinking, you know, I'm riding out here in the countryside. It's beautiful, you know, nobody about, just a few houses, a few farmers and whatever. And I thought to myself, is there a difference between people who live in the country, like in these lovely places out here, and us townies like myself, who live in the town? Is there any difference? Is there a difference? Now, if I can explain myself a little bit more on this, or elaborate a little bit more, are they cocooned from what the hell is going on in society in towns, you know? If you think about it, you know, I live in a fairly big town. It's the capital town of Suffolk, Ipswich, and we have our fair share of crime. We've got a drug problem there, we've got burglars, we've got street robberies, all these sorts of things. We've even had a serial killer, you know, who killed all the prostitutes. So we have to deal with that sort of stuff all the time. But do these people out here ever have to deal with what we have to deal with? Have they got a blinkered existence being out here? You know, are they sheltered from life's highway, as they say? Do they know that what we have to put up with in towns? You know, have they got any idea what it's like to live in a town and put up with crime and whatever? Because they can't really have a crime wave out here, can you? I wouldn't have thought, looking at this. They might have the occasional burglary of somebody coming out of a town and burgling them or something like that, you know. But they ain't got that threat of, you know, when you leave your house, you never know if you're gonna be burgled, like you do in some big towns. You know, like in Ipswich, sometimes it's like you know, you sometimes feel like if you spat on the ground, somebody'd nick it. You know, shoplifters and everything else in the shops. I can't see Farmer Giles going into his local little store here and friggin' shoplifting it out, you know, like they do in Ipswich or big cities. So do you think they are cocooned from what we have to put up with? Do you think they actually understand us as townies? Do you think they look down at us as townies, or do you think they wish they were townies, or do you think they get a better sort of life out here than anywhere else, you know? If you had your choice, where would you rather be? Would you rather be out here in the countryside, very quiet and rural and whatever, or would you rather be in a town where it's more exciting, more going on, more vibrant, and all these sort of things? Lots to think about there, actually. Now, if you look at the political side, and I don't want to bring political parties into this or anything like that, because I'm not, but if you look at the political map of Britain, it shows you that a lot of people think very different out in the countryside to towns. Towns are more, usually are more working class voters, like Labour and stuff like that, but out of these places like here in Suffolk and Norfolk, you'll never see a Labour win. It's impossible. It's all Conservative. So do they think different to us? You know, Ipswich has got a Conservative MP at the moment, but we've had Labour MPs. Is a bit of a swing seat. But out here, you know, you could be God and be the best Labour person ever, but you're never going to win out here. So do you think the political side of it, they look differently on life than people who live in towns who traditionally vote more for a working class environment than more, I could say, a more upper crust looking way of life? I don't know. What do you think one of these people would think if you got hold of them and said, right, I'm going to put you in a council estate in Birmingham or Manchester or somewhere like that, or even Ipswich? We've got some you know, quite tough estates there. Probably not as bad as up north, but we have. What do you think they think of that? You know, do you think they would thrive in there, or do you think that would just make them ill? I don't know. Should ask that bloke, shouldn't I? Bloody roads are wet here. I don't know what they've been doing. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on about it. I don't even know if I'm going to put this vlog out. It was just something I was doing on my way back to Ipswich. Put the camera on and thought I might as well talk. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Are people in the countryside cocooned to what's going on in towns? Do they care? As long as they're okay out here in these lovely little environments. You know, do they care about people in towns? Do you think they would like to live in towns? Let me know. Suffolk Andy!